Black widows rule the insect kingdom, but Venus flytraps are the king of the plant kingdom. So if they were to battle, who would win? Today, we're gonna find out.
If a black widow walked into a Venus flytrap, what would happen? Would the trap close on top of the spider and eat it whole? Or would the black widow be able to use its venom to squeeze its way out? Well, I'm gonna be testing just that, along with tons of other insect types to see how strong Venus flytraps really are. Now,
so in today's video, we're gonna be voting to see which bugs we think can escape the Venus flytrap.
I mean,
I didn't realize Venus flytraps were that strong.
It's in the name, Venus flytrap. Like the word fly is in the name, so I'm pretty sure he can take out most flies. But I've never actually seen it against a black widow, a cricket, or whatever other insect that dude's got.
It's not called a Venus spider trap. Think about that one, Adam.
Adam's middle name is Big Nose.
Not true.
So he does have a big nose.
To get a Venus flytrap, you gotta, of course, buy one online, and so I found this website. There was two
steal
different
mine from
options of
Walmart
stuff to buy. A cheap $10 Venus flytrap bundle, and an expensive $100
he's splurging.
bundle.
Whoa.
This is actually perfect. I think I'm gonna buy both of these trap bundles. Then I'll be able to test the cheap and expensive traps to see which will be more effective at catching insects. But hey, I guess let me just check them out.
I like that idea.
Thankfully, only a couple days later, I got the traps delivered in the mail. After taking them out, I separated them into cheap and expensive.
Whoa, wait, that's the cheap side? He got 4 of them. That's only $10.
Did anybody else not know that there were different types of Venus flytraps? I thought that it was just like one Venus flytrap and it could be bigger or smaller, but I didn't realize there were different colors.
Yeah, they must have different last names or something, but they all share the same first name.
I think the more expensive ones are gonna have like more venom inside of it or whatever the heck is inside these fly traps.
They're probably from different regions of the world too. Like the Venus flytraps that live in the Amazon rainforest, for example, might be stronger than the ones that live in your regular forest.
You can see the cheap Venus flytraps actually gave me quite a lot for just $10. And the traps themselves did look pretty healthy, big, and had that signature green and red color. Nice. However, over on the expensive side, you can see these are a bit different. They're not even packaged at all.
They're like tacos.
And they look way more natural with moss all around the dirt. However, the main difference in these ones is that they're basically fully red. Like they literally look like an apple. I've never seen Venus flytraps like that. But other than that, these traps mostly look the same. And hopefully at least one of them will be able to successfully trap.
Whoa.
Okay, there's no way, right? There's no way. That thing is bigger than it. How? How is it ever gonna get inside of its mouth?
No chance. No, sir. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That thing is escaping for sure.
They're gonna have to team up on that one. They're gonna have to get 2 of them together to like sandwich it. That's the only way.
If Venus flytraps were fast, then maybe they could get the spider, but the spider is so quick that I don't know how the spider is gonna get trapped by this Venus flytrap. I think I'm switching teams.
Jack, a fly is also super fast. They get trapped. Think about that.
I know, but the flies are so tiny. Like, even if this thing's leg gets trapped, it's just gonna be able to pull it out. It's gonna be like me when I have really tight jeans on. I'm gonna get stuck, but I'm ultimately gonna get out.
All right.
But before we test the black widow, we also got some other insects to test, starting with a fly. Thankfully, I'm a weird bug guy, so I just got a container of a bunch of flies, which might actually mostly be dead.
How?
I think some are alive in there. First of all, let's get the plants in their testing chambers, and we'll be testing the strength of the cheap $10 traps first. Without wasting any time, I just put in a single fly and put 30 minutes on the clock. And if it gets caught before the timer's up, I'll add in some more.
Fun fact, those flies are flightless flies, so I don't even know what to call them. Do we call them walks?
I guess so. Why do they have wings then? That's so embarrassing. That's
They were literally bred specifically so they can't fly.
so sad.
It's like Adam.
Little does this fly know, he just walked into a death trap. He's gonna
Yeah, good point,
die.
Adam.
And some more flies. But instantly, as you can see, the fly started to climb along the glass to try and escape.
Maybe he does
Thankfully,
now.
though, I've sealed this enclosure
Help me!
shut, and once the fly realized that, he ended up going back down to the floor. Now, this is
Oh.
where things
Fool.
get
Uh-oh.
interesting, because the fly landed on one of the pots with all of the Venus flytrap plants. What makes Venus flytraps so effective is actually their nectar. Just like normal flowers, these traps also produce nectar around this little green lip part of the plant. And basically, what it's designed to do is lure.
Does anybody else think that the background song kind of sounds like Funky Town from Shrek 2?
Beep, beep, boom, beep, boom, boom, beep, boom, beep, boom.
Yeah, I thought it was getting funky up in this.
What does it have to do with this video?
That fly's gonna die to Funky Town.
lure hungry insects in, and while they're eating the plant, of course, it's shut. But I guess because these plants are so cheap, they didn't have very much of that nectar.
Yeah, you cheap
after
plant.
standing around for like a minute, the fly just flew away without even stepping
Produce
in any
more
of the
nectar!
jars. And from there on out, the fly basically drained the 30-minute timer down all the way to 3 minutes by just standing on the glass. However, eventually, he decided to explore near the cheap Venus flytrap.
He's plotting.
And this time, he got a little bit too close because he stepped onto one of the traps.
Oh, he wants that juice.
Yo!
If you think about it, the Venus flytrap is pretty much a living mousetrap. That's exactly how we make our mousetraps. They're literally the exact same way.
True. It's true. Alec, would you still go to McDonald's if there was a 1% chance that in every McDonald's drive-thru there was a ginormous Venus flytrap in the drive-thru that could chomp you?
Yes, I would.
Fair enough. I would too.
Also, I don't have perms, so if you can give me
insane.
perms.
Maybe not. Maybe don't.
There you are, glittering coyote. You now have perms.
And it could literally close on him right now. But the trap took a second too long, and the fly was able to fly out once.
Oh, it's so slow!
It is so slow. That is nothing like a mousetrap.
Activate their jaws, which I'll go more in depth with when the trap actually traps an insect. For now, the fly just sort of walked around on the dirt for the rest of the timer, and well, the cheap trap was a fail. Thankfully, over on the right, we got the expensive one though.
I bet the expensive one, when they get there, it's gonna be so much quicker.
Also, though, I think with smaller insects like that, it is a little bit advantageous to move slowly. Like, if there's a fly on the table, you know, you go like this. You like creep on it, you creep up, you creep up, you creep up, bang! And then you get it. You know what I'm saying? So I think if it moves slowly, the fly wouldn't even realize that it's getting trapped until it's too late.
If the fly was in your hand, you're telling me that you're gonna close real slow and not just go boop, dead, gotcha.
I might start slow. And then once I feel like I'm at the point where I can get it, bang! Ah! What is Adam doing?
10 times more, and this should have a much better result. So I put in a new fly, and let's get the timer started.
Ooh, this one can actually fly.
Now I'm not gonna lie, this fly was a bit.
Oh, he's freaking out.
For the first 3 minutes, he literally just flew around.
Why can't I go through these walls?
I've seen these guys before. My brother died to one.
Barriers
for the Venus flytraps to do their thing. Instantly, you can tell the fly was way more drawn to the traps, as these expensive ones have a much stronger, more smelly nectar. And that was proven because right after the fly
No!
But quickly it walked out right as the trap closed.
These traps are awful.
Replay, the trap may have missed the fly.
He's got grandma reactions, bro. The dude walked on him for like 5 seconds, walked off. Oh, he's here! Oh, he's here! He's here! He's here!
How do these plants survive in the wild? They're
I was
awful.
just thinking that. The craziest thing to me is we are watching millions of years of evolution, and that's the best we can do? Seriously?
Maybe he was sleeping and just woke up after a nap and was like, oh.
I wasn't even that hungry.
But comparing the cheap and expensive traps, the expensive one closes way faster. And only a minute later, the fly was still chilling near the traps. And this time, the nectar caught him off.
This fly's just playing with them.
Onto the trap and put his face straight up to the lip of the plant where it was. And well, yeah, the video is paused right now, but you could probably tell what's about to happen. Just like that, the trap got a perfect.
Got
it! Fly trap has these super tiny trigger hairs inside of the jaws, and when a bug or something touches more than 2 of them, the trap starts to close. And
that's actually quick.
Are able to close so quickly that they catch most of prey that steps inside. You can see slight bits of movement inside over the next 20 minutes.
That's
but over
sad.
the next few days, the trap is gonna.
It is a housefly, Alec.
Yeah, but it's like suffering. Like at least when we kill one, it's like splat, dead, insta-kill.
You kill them?
Spontaneous.
But that one, like that fly is in there like.
Well, anytime I capture a fly, I try not to kill it immediately. I tie a little string to its leg, and then I use it like a balloon.
I put it every time I catch a fly, just to show all the other flies example of what the heck was gonna happen. I put them in the freezer. Then when they're frozen, they're still alive, but they can't move. So I tie a little string around them. Then once
you do the same thing?
Yes, once they unfreeze, you can actually use them as a pet.
Jack
Alec,
literally just said that.
You should try this.
Actually just said that, like word for word.
I must have taught Adam. I just don't remember.
Yeah, me and Jack do it together.
We do it to each other too.
The fly could digest it down and grow even stronger. Well, it only took 5 minutes for that to trap the fly, and the cheap one didn't.
Where's the
catch
spray
any.
foam?
So the expensive one definitely takes home the win, and I think I'm gonna have to rate him a 3 out of 10 for how entertaining it was to watch. And I just say that because the next 2 insects should be way
3 out of 10.
Venus flytrap is booty cheeked up.
The fly literally died. It literally lost his life. 3 out of 10. not entertaining enough for me.
I thought it was cool. That's disrespectful to the fly. He gave up his life for that 1 5-second bit. 3 out of 10. Well, not even that cool.
Yeah, not even cool.
Shout out Tara Green though. Tara Green's the goat.
Yeah.
He takes away 1 point every time that they miss. So they probably missed like 7 times.
He's probably standing there with the camera like, eat that thing. Eat it.
He's there tickling the inside himself.
Like rubbing his nipple. Wait,
What?
Wait, now.
I'm sorry for Adam, guys. I do apologize that we bring him on these videos sometimes.
Bravo.
Adam did not take his medicine again.
No idea what's gonna happen. No idea what's gonna happen with that. Anyway, second up though, we
Cockroach,
got crickets
cricket.
to test. Thankfully, crickets can't fly or climb glass. So
Thankfully.
they should be way easier to catch.
Oh,
and
God.
After letting one loose in the cheap enclosure, I put 30 minutes on the clock. Let's see what happens. Now, for the first little while, the cricket spent most of its time just walking on the
Run,
dirt
cricket.
along the side of the glass to, of course, try and find an escape. Because let's be real, every cricket that sees me on
Poor
this
guy.
channel knows it's about to get eaten. He did not want to
Poor
be in here. But
dude.
after 5 minutes, he made his first approach to the traps. And one thing I should probably say is that the crickets
he's
are
quick.
way more attracted to nectar, as it's a primary part in their diet. And that was shown because soon after, the cricket started to climb on the outside of the jaws of the trap. And right after that, I actually realized the cricket had stepped inside one of the traps, and it sort of looked like it was drinking nectar. But hello, Venus Flytrap, there's a cricket standing inside of you right now. Are you gonna close? Yeah, the
You
cricket
idiot.
really just stood there for 30 seconds, and when it was finished drinking the nectar, it started to walk out, and then finally the trap closed.
Nah,
dude.
Nah, that trap's actually making me mad. It's rage baiting us. It's actually rage baiting.
I was about to say, that's Alec as a plant.
How is that me as a plant?
Come on.
No.
Please explain.
You're 240.
Alex, the
Don't
other
just say
one.
come on. Explain what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
You're 240.
I'm 240 pounds. I'm actually 230 pounds now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Give Alex some applause.
Yeah, what do you? That doesn't even make sense. The plants aren't even fat. Like that has nothing to do with anything. That's like me saying, "Oh, you're like these plants because you have a huge gargantuan nose." It doesn't even make sense. You're just like using this moment to call me out.
Guys, give it up for Adam and Alex.
My nose actually got 0.2 inches smaller. Round of applause.
No, it has not. You no,
Hey!
no, it hasn't.
It only gets bigger.
You're only a
Maybe
minute
the
late at
plants are
closing.
camera
I guess
shy.
the cricket must have just not hit a trigger hair inside until the very end, which is why that happened. Anyways, nothing really new happened up until
These
15
cheap plants
minutes
are
left on
awful.
the clock. When I decided
got my
I wanted
trigger
to
hair.
add in 3 more crickets
wonder they're
to
only
make this more
$10.
interesting. And while these guys all ran around the enclosure, I closely
Battle
watched them to see
Royale.
if any would step inside.
They might
any
just
of the
fight each other.
traps. And at 5 minutes left, this happened.
Oh,
See,
oh.
this cricket started to walk up the stem of this trap. Then he walked inside, realized it was a dead end, and tried to.
Oh my
turn
God,
around,
he's
but it was
fully
too
in
late
there.
because the trap closed on
Oh,
him.
got him!
Stuck
Oh,
inside.
no.
Literally
Definitely
just
got
some
him.
time-lapse footage of this guy
Oh,
being able to
no.
escape. And actually, while it was
Poor
recording
guy.
that, another cricket
No.
below also stepped into one
Oh.
of the traps, and he also
You
got
fool.
half of his
No.
body stuck inside. Thankfully,
You
this cricket was able
fool.
to use some of the stuff around him to pry himself out.
Oh,
of
they
the
just-
trap.
okay.
However,
Wow.
I don't know if this guy will be able to do the same. Since
No.
he's in the air. And
He looks
has nothing
like
to grab on.
he's in a hot tub.
That's like the worst way to get trapped. Oh my gosh. At that point, I would just rather get fully stuck in there.
So like, is just his bottom half gonna get disintegrated while he's just chilling up there?
I'm telling you, he is in a plant hot tub right now. His lower half is burning up.
It probably feels good at the moment, but it ain't gonna last.
It's tingling down there.
Wow.
So, I guess I'll just leave you here. Sorry, boy. Good luck. But anyways, that concludes
just
the
said
timer, and I
sorry.
would call this
Good
a
luck
half
is
success for the
crazy.
cheap plants
My
this
God.
time, but oh boy, am I excited to do this with the expensive
Sure,
traps.
agreed.
I didn't want to waste any time, so I put in one cricket. And this time,
You're
the
a psycho.
cricket instantly walked towards the traps, like within a couple seconds. And he started to just play with his life, because he would just be walking through the plants like this, narrowly escaping
Wow.
the insane speed of these expensive Venus flytraps.
Insects are so
Now, only
dumb.
a few minutes later, the cricket once again walked into a Venus flytrap. This time, he managed to dodge all the trigger hairs, and he put his mouth up to the lip of the plant to drink some nectar. But yeah,
Do you think the more expensive plants have like better nectar inside of them? Do you think it tastes better?
I was thinking definitely. Do you see the inside of that thing? It's glowing with expensive nature.
Yeah, that's actually my second question. Like, do people sell Venus flytrap nectar as like some sort of honey? Because this, I don't know why, but it's making me like thirsty and hungry. I'm looking for anything sweet.
It is not typically consumed as a drink, but if you do drink enough of it, because it does have some small amount of like poison, it could make you drunk.
No, Adam, that sounds awful.
Are we about to start a business?
It's like alcoholic honey.
Kinda, yeah.
Drink my nectar. Huh. We'll call it nectar.
Yeah, you can buy Venus Flytrap Flower Essence Elixir, and then you can mix that in drinks. Let me get a price. Ooh, okay, so you can buy a little vial of it for 45 bills. Okay. You're supposed to put 5 drops 5 times a day under the tongue, and it will cure most mouth things. I'm buying it.
Wait, Jack.
Jack
Wait,
has
did I
mouth
just
cancer.
I might just cure cancer. I might just cure cancer. Jack.
I mean, this lady is having a great time.
Oh wait, Adam, you should get it too for your breath.
All right, that's too
Yeah.
far, man.
Somebody said, I love the Venus Flytrap Elixir. It has an electric sizzle that is centering and also aligning.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Okay. I'm gonna be booming.
I think I discovered something. We'll check back on that after Jack buys that.
The second he started moving again, he wasn't so lucky because the trap got an absolutely perfect close.
No!
And well, it only took 7 minutes for the expensive traps to fully capture a cricket. So once again, I'm gonna have to give the win to expensive. And I think I'm gonna rate that a 6 out of 10 for entertainment because way more traps closed, which was fun to watch.
I think the cheap one was more entertaining, to be honest, because it got half of the body. Like, to me, that kept me on my toes.
Agreed.
That is pretty funny. Also, there's something I've been meaning to say this whole time, but I didn't want to say it because it makes me sound really stupid, but I'm going to say it anyway. I thought Venus flytraps are just one trap per plant, but it seems like there's like 6 or 7 different traps all going in, like they're all funneling into the same trap. It's like one plant that has 6 different mouths.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is way cooler than I thought.
You thought it was like Super Mario?
Yeah, like the piranha plant, but it's not. It's like 6 piranha plants in one plant.
That's so dumb, Al. Like, I would never think that.
You already know what time it is. It is a Black Widow o'clock. Yeah, it's time to test the Black Widows now. Now, I've never actually just seen a Black Widow walking around where I live. I don't know why. I guess they just don't
Didn't he
have them
buy
here in my
3?
state. So the only way to get one was to get out the laptop and find a website.
Wait, what happened to the ones
I ended
that
up finding a good listing on
he
this
bought?
website, so I bought some,
he
and the next
sold
day
it?
they got delivered to my house. As you can see, I bought a pretty good amount of these guys. As you
Oh, you
can
bought a
probably
lot.
also see, they're super creepy. They got that signature glossy black color, a massive abdomen, and of course, they got the red hourglasses on the back of that abdomen.
That's only
Let
for
you know
females.
they're extremely venomous. In fact, something I just learned about these guys is their venom is actually 15 times more potent than rattlesnake venom. That's why when I opened
Okay, no, that is true. However, rattlesnakes are a lot bigger. Therefore, rattlesnakes are a lot deadlier. Just want to put that out there.
Well, it's probably not because they're bigger, but it's probably, I would imagine they release a lot more venom. Like they might release 20, 30 times the amount of venom that one little sting from a Black Widow gives.
So
yeah.
it would be
So if
like
a Black Widow was a lot bigger, then yeah, it would have the same effect.
it'd be like taking like a shot of the Jamba Juice that has 50%, but it's like a little amount compared to like drinking like 18 big cans that only have 5%.
What's 5% of what?
All right, let's keep watching.
What are you?
It's like taking a whole cup of just regular buffalo sauce versus one little dab of ghost chili reaper sauce. There you go.
So when I opened the container to get a closer look, I got
Adam's
extremely
going
scared
crazy
when they
today.
started running away straight towards me. Bro,
Making no sense.
He ran out of here. He webbed down the side of the table and just started running around the floor.
Get him!
Don't worry, I actually scooped him up into this box.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
laying around. I'm pretty scared of Black Widows. Anyways, I went and put one of the Black Widows
Me
inside
too.
the cheap trap enclosure and got 30 minutes on the clock. This is about to get interesting. Let's
Here we
see what
go.
happens. Right away, the Black
I
Widow
wonder
made her
if the venom of the Black Widow though would hurt the plant. Like how does the plant digest that? It's
we
gotta
wanna know.
like kill the plant. Yeah.
I don't think so, no. Well, because the venom, right? The venom, it like coagulates blood, right? So I don't think it would do anything to a plant.
Sorry, science guy. We coagulate.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Galaxy Lord, let us know in the
Yeah,
comments.
there's no way that's
Someone
right.
let us
it
know.
thickens the blood. It makes it so that like it clogs your arteries and stuff, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think plants don't have that going on, so I don't think it would do anything to a plant.
I
Someone's
also
gotta
didn't
fact check
think
this
plants
kid.
have muscles. How does a plant close like that? They don't have muscle fiber. I don't understand how any of this is working at all.
Widows are a lot slower than crickets and flies, so if this spider steps inside a trap, there's a high likelihood of it getting caught. And while nothing really happened for the first couple of minutes, eventually the spider started to walk along the tops of some of the traps. You can see Black
They look
Widows are
giant.
very
I just hate the way they
meticulous with their
move.
movement, and it would very carefully place its legs above the trap, making sure not to step inside. But even with that, the spider was playing a dangerous game, because all it needed was one bad step. Anyways, about 15 minutes later, I noticed that the
Oh,
spider had
no.
actually started to spin a little bit of silk. And maybe it was planning on building its web here.
Ooh,
But
it's gonna trap the
unfortunately,
Venus
she would
flytrap.
never get the chance to finish.
No!
She took a run wrong turn into the Venus flytrap.
No!
And, well,
Whoa!
straight on her. Almost perfectly.
Team plant,
However, there
team
was
plant,
still some
team
legs
plant.
sticking out. To be honest, it didn't look good for the Black Widow, and besides a few leg
Whoa.
twitches, it looked like the spider
Wait a second,
had
wait a
just
second.
lost to the Venus flytrap. And if you thought that
Wow.
was cool, well, you gotta see the expensive Venus flytraps, because right after putting
That
the
was
Black
it?
Widow in, he instantly walked up to a Venus flytrap. And literally within the first 30 seconds of the timer, he stepped inside one of the traps, ducked down a little bit too much, and the trap closed on him.
What is he doing? What are you thinking?
Wow!
And yeah, his legs were
Wow!
also just stuck sticking out of the sides of the trap.
Oh my-
Well, hopefully that answers the question. Venus flytraps do beat Black Widows. Well, guys, thanks for watching.
Well, I thought there was no chance at all that the Venus flytraps would win. That's insane. That's actually crazy. Wow.
The Venus flytraps did better against the Black Widows than anything else we saw today.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we figured it out. Black Widows lose to the plants every single time. If you guys voted for that in the comments, make sure you guys leave a like and click right here to see even more crazy animal plant stuff.